because it was basically like a North Dallas, you know what I'm saying? That's it. But the Roy Lee interview, Roy Lee just spoke the truth. Some people deep down inside they have like insecurities, and you never know what a person's insecurity is. You know what I'm saying? But Yella insecurity was people thinking he wasn't a gangster.
Beezy did MO3 dance and then wasn't having it.
All the drama pop out. I thought y'all was alright at first.
Yeah, I did the Real Life Street Star interview. You know, I'm talking about Tupac, Biggie, and you know, just all that. But then I guess everybody caught it when I said you can claim Oak Cliff America till you go to till you get robbed. You see what I'm saying? So I guess everybody caught it. So I did an interview with Hit That Name, and he called up there. You know, like you ain't go to school in Oak Cliff. He ain't go to schools in Oak Cliff and all that. So he ain't, you know. So now I seen him at King of Diamonds, and he tried to sneak me.
First of all, my mugshot gonna be going around with that video. That video gonna be posted, and then my mugshot gonna be up there at the same time. At the same time, I'm gonna be bonded.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines, but we'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, a lot of people who are new to the MO3 situation, I've seen in the comments where people are asking why Yella Beezy allegedly would pay to have MO3 on the live, and what was their initial issue in totality. It's deeper than just music, it's also deeper than the two just having beef with each other, because it was more than just them. It was a sequence of events, and some people don't even know that MO3 and Yella Beezy was actually very close. But due to personal disputes where some say started over money, or girls for that matter, that may be the origin of their problem, and a friend of MO3's who was also a comedian in Texas named Roy Lee was shot and unalive. That began the blood spilling between the two. Now keep in mind that everything is alleged, but I found a TikToker who basically broke everything down, and then I'll further explain more as we react to what he had to say. One thing I must admit, like he mentions, is that MO3 wasn't no saint, but at the end of the day, to me it's not about him being a saint. I personally feel, like a lot of others do, that MO3 was backdoored. There's a difference. Now if he just got caught lacking fairly, then it is what it is, because that's what comes with the streets. But all the backdooring by people who you feel supposed to be close to you, someone you trust, and they end up setting you up for whatever monetary gain, that's a different story. Keep in mind, MO3 was calling out a lot of his family members, including friends, when they assumed he got shot, and he would go live stating that people were fake checking in on him, stating that majority of them sounded like they was only checking up on him because they wanted to see if he was deceased or not. So we're going to get into the video so y'all can check this out, but before we do, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
Y'all been knew the situation between Yella Beezy and MO3. MO3 got on the track and bragged about shooting Yella Beezy multiple times. Bragged about killing Trap Boy Freddie homeboys multiple times. So I understand his mom and friends want justice for him, but let's call a spade a spade. These was two street beefing, amen. It all started when Yella Beezy got Roy Lee knocked off. Now, why he did that, I don't know. Dude was a whole comedian, but allegedly, Yella Beezy had enough of this man and got him killed. MO3 was not having it because that was one of his best friends, one of his only friends in the music industry, one of his only friends in the city. So what did MO3 do? Catch Yella Beezy at a strip club, chase him through every light imaginable, and shot out him on the highway. Yella Beezy, being way smarter than MO3, came back and got MO3 friend killed named Lil Bubba. The murder of Lil Bubba was publicized and shown all on TV because it was mafia style, so they knew then hits was being ordered in Dallas. After that, that put MO3 back against the wall, and he had to show that he was out here gorilla status. So he started stepping on, robbing, shooting, bragging about it. 3 was a whole villain. Trap Boy and Yella Beezy could not take it, so as a result, they commenced murder. Allegedly, they commenced it. So we saying long live 3, and that's on me. But the truth of the matter is, we have 2 young black superstars who was very successful, had children, supported their family and friends. They were great black men for the community, but they chose violence and threw it all away. This is Dallas County. I do not understand why Yella Beezy or MO3 thought they could get away with it. They about to learn real fast, because MO3 gonna get charged from the grave for all that bragging on them bodies he was doing. Y'all gonna see he wasn't no good guy.
Okay, now in a nutshell, all of this is alleged, but rumor has it that allegedly Yella Beezy had involvement in the passing of Texas comedian Roy Lee. Now when Roy Lee passed, a lot of people was confused because he was just a comedian. And who would want to harm a comedian? Well, according to social media rants by Roy Lee, he was into it with Yella Beezy, not only based on his affiliation with MO3, but because they had their own feud amongst each other, where Roy Lee just wanted a fist fight with Yella Beezy. Affiliates believe this is what led to Roy Lee getting shot and later on passing away due to his injuries after his last stand-up performance. Now, it all started from something so simple when Yella Beezy would state that he's from Oak Cliff, a city in Texas, and stated that he ran Oak Cliff while doing an interview.
Yella Beezy, man, we in here, man. Y'all see what this is my city, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Oak Cliff, America said that meant that stand on that, man, for real.
On June 24, 2017, during his Real Life Productions interview, Yella Beezy's name would come up while interviewing comedian Roy Lee Pate, and he would mention that Yella Beezy isn't from Oak Cliff and would even tell him to come to Oak Cliff so he can get robbed over there again.
Come on, you from America, you from Oak Cliff, America. Don't with us till you come on up so we can rob you. Cause you ain't really from over here, right?
Now on another note, Roy Lee and Dallas rapper MO3 were like brothers and had a close friendship with each other. MO3 also had a falling out with Yella Beezy, although prior to their falling out, they were real close to each other as well. It's rumored that the two fell out over something so minor pertaining to street activity, although it's never been confirmed what the problem between the two actually was, because some believe it was money, but others believe it may have been a female. However, they kept their distance and it was pretty much left like that. Now this correlates to Roy Lee because many believe MO3 and Yella Beezy's falling out is what may have fueled Roy Lee to joke on Yella Beezy and go off on him on social media, exposing that he's not from Oak Cliff and trolling. 2 months after Roy Lee's interview where he spoke on Yella Beezy, he would allegedly get jumped by Yella Beezy and his entourage at the King of Diamonds strip club in Miami. According to sources, Roy Lee was drinking and feeling a little intoxicated, as they say he would begin playing around and joking, asking club goers where Yella Beezy was at. The liquor must have gotten the best of him that night, because as he was talking, sources claim Yella Beezy would spot him, sneak around where Roy Lee was, and when he got close enough, he would approach Roy Lee amongst the club goers, trying to punch Roy from the side. Roy Lee's reflex allowed him to dodge the punch, but in the interview, Roy would admit that although Yella Beezy didn't get to punch him, he was attacked by his entourage, and they're the ones that put hands on him instead of Yella Beezy.
And shit, I got jumped a little bit by his partner and them, but he ain't hit me, so that's why I want to fight him one-on-one.
But when it comes to Beezy doing anything to him, he claims it was false, and that's the reason he wanted to fight Yella Beezy one-on-one. No guns, no entourages, just him and Beezy fighting each other, as he also offered him $12,000 to fight in the ring, as the proceeds from the fight would be donated to a children's charity or organization.
say, y'all, it ain't nothing wrong with me asking another grown man to fight in the ring for charity for the kids for $12,000. Extortion. Everybody gotta speak up for him. That's extortion. That's what it's gonna turn into. You're gonna get extorted. They see you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't do nothing to the two dudes that robbed you. You ain't do none of them. Extortion. That's what it's gonna turn into. Everybody gonna see that you ain't speaking up for yourself. You a grown man. You ain't speaking up for yourself. You can't act like you too busy. Everybody busy. Everybody got something going on in life. So what you gonna do? I wanna fight for $12,000 in the ring for the kids' charity for $12,000 and we give it to whoever. That's easy. If you don't wanna do that, just call me and we squash it that kind of way. But I need to hear something. Extortion.
It seems like ever since that club incident, it was on between the two because Roy Lee wouldn't stop trolling Yella Beezy as he felt he wasn't given a fair fight and would spend a bunch of time on social media trying to convince Yella Beezy to give him a fair one through trolling. When he got no response from Beezy, he began applying pressure by alleging Yella Beezy got robbed 2 times in Oak Cliff, the same city he claimed he was from. Roy Lee was persistent on trolling him and also stated the reason he was robbed is because he's really not from there like he claimed he is. Roy Lee proceeded online, never making threats about shooting or anything, but instead, he was persistent on getting a one-on-one fight from Yella Beezy. Beezy wouldn't respond at all, but some say that may just been because he wanted to keep street business in the street and not on social media. Now others feel Beezy never had intentions on fighting Roy Lee from the start, and Roy was just wasting his time. However, Roy would get a wake-up call on September 25th, 2018, when he would be shot, which would change his whole outlook on life afterwards. According to reports, Roy was shot around 7:50 p.m. while sitting in the parking lot of Preston Valley Shopping Center in the 800 block of Preston Road near LBJ Freeway. He was leaving from the Texaco gas station after going to get something to eat, but it's believed that the shooter was following and monitoring Roy's every move based on how everything transpired. A man would walk up to Roy's car and begin firing shots. Although several shots were fired, Roy was only hit once in the leg as it shattered his leg bone. His injury wasn't that serious, and he was released from the hospital just a couple days later.
The laws, man. I got shot in the leg. I couldn't drive. Man, the laws was there before you would have came. You would have got lost for any goddamn thing, man. Man, you don't fuck with I fuck with the law. They cooling them up at the donut shop and shit, man. Why, man? Nigga talking about fuck the police, man. I'm not finna get into it with that. I couldn't drive. If I would've called him, it would've took him 20-30 minutes. Hell no, that mean the ambulance, police, all that firefighter shit, that's in the same bucket. All of them coming. It was an emergency.
Judging from Roy's Facebook post, the shooting changed his outlook on life and his actions leading up to him getting shot. It's as if he was dropping all the foolishness between him and Yella Beezy as he would make the post saying, quote, "Ever since I got shot, I look at life different, but I still #enjoy life, smile every day." Now Roy would go on to do his comedy shows and haven't mentioned a thing about Yella Beezy again, judging from his socials. It would seem like he was now focused on himself, and the shooting served as an epiphany, which would make sense because Yella Beezy never even responded. So after the shooting, it would make sense for Roy to just go on with his life after experiencing a near-death experience. So that's what he did. Less than a month later, Roy would do stand-up on October 12, 2018, where Roy was scheduled to appear at a comedy show at the Heritage Hall located in Grand Prairie, Texas. According to attendees, it was a great show that Roy put on for the crowd, and he would rock the house as everyone laughed and seemed to have a good old time. This would be good because little did Roy know, that'd be his last show. Roy performed that Friday night, and by early Saturday afternoon around 1 p.m., Roy Lee would pass away. He wasn't shot again or anything. Roy suffered complications from his injuries after being shot just weeks prior. Those complications would include a blood clot forming in his lungs, which Roy was aware of and was scheduled to have surgery that Saturday. However, before he could undergo surgery, he would pass away. Many believe this was the beginning of the end, as Roy Lee's passing would ramp up tension between MO3 and Yella Beezy. They had problems before, but things would get way out of hand after Roy Lee's passing, where Yella would even be shot a day after news broke out about Roy Lee passing away. According to reports, Yella Beezy was shot 4 times on October 14th, 2018. Yella Beezy was targeting what many believe was retaliation for Roy Lee, as many have suspected him of having involvement in the shooting that led to him passing away. Yella Beezy was on the Sam Rayburn Tollway in Louisville when reports say a vehicle pulled up beside him and began firing over a dozen shots at Beezy's vehicle. He was escorted to the hospital but released a day after, as his injuries didn't seem life-threatening. Many believe Roy Lee's close friend and rapper MO3 was the one behind the shooting, as he also made it his business to troll Beezy about it and even made songs describing the incident in a manner where only someone who was there would know. MO3 wanted it to be known that he was involved and was sending a message. MO3 did a song called 219 and he threw shots at Beezy, as he would say, quote, "Dear Heavenly Father, I know that I sinned. In the city they talking, they know what I did. I hit up that rapper, you made him famous. Yeah, he barely made it, but will not again." In another part, he would say, quote, "Say Cheese trying to get in my business. I can't tell him too much, he's a blogger. But he's seen that video, N-word, so we know that I'm about what I'm talking." So clearly MO3 wasn't hiding that he was in the streets as well. MO3 would send a few subliminals Beezy's way, although Beezy treated it the same way he did Roy Lee and barely spoke on MO3 publicly. But that will also change shortly after MO3 will also get shot on November 11th, 2020. The only difference with MO3 is, unfortunately for him, he didn't get to survive the shooting. Reports say MO3 was driving northbound on Interstate 35E near Illinois Avenue and Clarendon Drive, just south of the Dallas Zoo, when he was shot and unalive by a suspect who fled in a black Chevy Camaro. It was two suspects who was on the interstate, and both suspects were later caught for the shooting, as they both have been identified as Keywan Dontrell White and Devin Maurice Brown Jr., who was arrested just weeks later after the shooting. Now, after his passing, Yella Beezy would also throw a few subliminals at MO3, the most notable one being a freestyle he did on LA Leakers, where he details putting money on people's heads and mentioning 3. 3 being the alias MO3 went by. Yella Beezy would say, quote, "If I said that I got a price tag on an N-word head, I swear to God they gonna get him. Want him dead, he shot, Little third 3 drop, soon as the beat drop." Now the bragging wouldn't pay off, because fast forward to March 20th, 2025, Yella Beezy will be arrested on charges stemming from capital M in connection with the November 2020 shooting death of rapper MO3. Court documents accuse Yella Beezy of employing a man named Keywan White to unalive MO3 in November of 2020. The court document also states that Yella Beezy allegedly provided payment or the promise of payment to White for carrying out the hit on MO3. So far, it's no telling how Yella Beezy was dragged into this, but many believe that Keywan White may have cooperated with law enforcement, an allegation that he would later deny. Yella Beezy was first held on a $2 million bail until it was lowered and he was released on bond shortly after. Rainwater, who was Mo3's manager, did an interview with Sean Cotton in which he would say out of his own mouth that he tricked Yella Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy into admitting that they unalived Mo3. So what he did was mention not only a name of a person that haven't been picked up for the situation yet, but he also admitted that he knows who had involvement in it as well and used the tactic to get them to spill the beans. I'm not going to talk about the other person because he isn't picked up, but if you just go listen to songs that was put out after Mo3's passing, I think it's clear as day who did what due to people throwing out breadcrumbs themselves. But we'll just have to let police do their job. But moral of the story is this: 3 lives are potentially gone, all due to a simple falling out over something so minor. Mo3 gone, Roy Lee gone, and Yella Beezy, if convicted, faces decades behind bars. This video was mainly for people who wonders why Mo3 and Yella Beezy had beef and where it stemmed from, and why they are accusing Yella Beezy of having involvement in the unaliving of Mo3 and his best friend, Roy Lee. Now, even though we know that part, there's a whole nother part of Mo3's passing that is one big conspiracy theory where many believe he was backdoored. Fingers have been pointed at Mo3's manager Rainwater after Charleston White made allegations that he's the one that took the firearm from underneath Mo3's seat, the same firearm he went to retrieve when he was fatally shot on the interstate. Then things got even weirder after Yella Beezy was arrested and Mo3's mother took to Facebook and responded to a post saying that Rainwater was next. Then there's another mystery as to how long he was being followed, as many believe he was leaving a girl's house before he was shot. Someone gave up his location.
6 of you will die. You have set something into play that did not need to be set into play, and I have chills, and you will die. 6 of you will. Not by me, So don't think I'm talking about me. I'm telling you what's about to happen now. And it's going to be ugly. It's going to be merciless because you didn't have to do it. And then you're taunting. 6 of you will die. 6 of you. And the young man, I'm not even going to call your name, sir, but you got on your live on Instagram and said you was on the highway and you made it and you taunted it. You're one of them. You're one of the 6.
But all that, once again, is just a conspiracy theory, I guess. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about all this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.